Colton, you are in the cockpit currently, on the deep waters. Taking a little time out from the generator room, dealing with everything back there, and as you're currently set on a course, Corrine isn't in here. She's hopefully not off cooking, because dinner is coming up later.
Oh, shit.
You have, however, just noticed on the console in front of you, a flashing message has popped up for you, and appears to be from New Olphin, from the ranch. Him play? Okay.
Hi Cole, I know we're supposed to keep comms to a minimum, but that might be starting to matter less now. Pepper sent me a message a few days back. He said that Miss Fair has been arrested by MPs and is being brought up on charges. With that and Colonel Carlyle retiring, Peps thinks it's going to be an easier process to clear your record. He doesn't think he'll be able to get you back in the Corps, but at least you should be able to sort it out. Anyway, I said I'd pass on the message, so there you go. I'd say drop Pep a message or go down there and sort it out when you get a minute. Everything's fine here. I took Mom and Pops to Great Lakes Falls yesterday, and they seem to be thriving over there. Let Nomi know the clover's starting to come in nicely. Oh, and we got the money that you wired over, and we sold the hover duster, so we should be able to keep going for a while. Stay safe, Cole. I'll see you next time you drop in for a visit. And try not to make it too long. You know how Ma worries.
Oh, shit. When you're done naming a long time.
Yeah, a couple of names in there from another time and another place. So we fade back in another time, at another place. We are on a ship called the Redoubt, a few years ago. Colton, you've been out of the military for a while, and you've been actually for a year or two piloting this ship. You're not the best pilot, but it's a cargo freighter. They don't need the best pilot. And your ability to, handyman, help fix little bits and pieces, helps. Currently, Captain Reich, along with Lags and Jaws, are helping to salvage a ship that has been abandoned. Essentially, poor design, for whatever reason, the crew had to jump in escape pods and get picked up. You've been hired by the company to head out here and basically pick up everything, get everything you can, so that they can come and drag it away later.
We got the room.
You do. And in fact, as you're sitting there, just waiting, you hear Captain come through. Here's a question. You've been with them for a while. Do you feel like they would call you Nguyen still, or Colton?
Colton.
Colton,
Yeah.
Colton.
Yeah.
I think we've just about picked up all the supplies and everything that was left behind. We're just going to do one more sweep, and then we'll be back in. So get prepared to set off, warm up the engines, and we'll be back soon.
Yep, copy.
All right. So, a little bit of time goes by. Not that much, honestly. As the captain said, there wasn't too much to do. But they bring the rest of the supplies on, stow them away in the cargo hold, and you hear the slide of the door from the cargo hold to the cockpit as the captain comes in and says,
Captain.
Con, yeah, we're pretty much all stowed up, all good to go. So,
Pretty quick.
well, it wasn't that much, really. Well, comparable to how much you might expect.
Hey, we get paid either way, right?
We get paid either way. Alright, and he's like came in carrying the little stack of like red uniforms that is essentially like the crew uniform, let's say, the jumpsuits that they use. Like slaps them down on a little side table bit near the controls and says, right, well, stow those when you get a sec, and yeah, just take us out when you're ready.
Yep, copy. Have
Alright.
we shut down in the cargo hold?
Yeah, all looks good. Alright. And he like kind of walks off and starts walking towards the door, pauses like a bit before he gets towards the door, and he turns around, picks up this pistol that's like on the other side of the controls, like picks it up, walks back over towards you, like doesn't slam it down, but like knocks it down right next to it, and goes, and clean up your guns, will you?
It's just one gun.
Yeah, well,
Yes, Captain.
it's always just one gun. And he walks out.
We'll do a quick brass check. It's fully loaded.
Yep.
Safety's broken on. No, safety's broken on this one.
Safety's broken.
Yeah, the safety is the user. Don't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll pick up all the jumpsuits, because no doubt he wants me to go and fucking wash them again. Like, this company is semi-professional,
Yeah.
but it's pretty lax. But the one thing he's always going on about is
The
gotta wear the uniforms, they gotta be clean,
Yeah.
gotta look professional, even if we're not. Yeah.
You have noticed that it's led to more lucrative job offers than you'd expect for this crew. So
Yeah. He's the captain. Ah, fuck. I like reach up and I just like bang one of the cubby holes.
yeah.
Okay. That's fine. He won't know it's there. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I mean, unless he checks.
He won't check. He only checks the uniforms. We're
Right.
good. He still doesn't know about the 50-year-old whiskey I got stored in the engine room, so.
There you go. So you store the uniforms and take the ship off. You make a mark in the nav logs. Like, they already have it, but it's worth making a log just in case it's drifted at all or anything along those lines since they last logged where it was. So
Yeah, just in case any movement's been imparted. I'll
Yeah.
scan and make sure it's not moving too crazy.
no, it seems to have been pretty much banked and turned on to very low power output for when they abandoned it.
Yeah, just to keep position. Alright, marking the log. Sector 7844. So,
And then head off, fire up the engines, start heading back.
engines.
A little bit of time passes. Eventually, there's a flashing notification on your console. You're being hailed.
We're like nowhere.
Copy. Pilot Nguyen.
To the crew of the Redoubt, This is Lieutenant Kearns of the Inner Marine Policing Unit. We're doing a quick search of your vessel and need you to hove to so we can board. This won't take too much of your time. Your cooperation would be appreciated.
Copy.
Prepare to be boarded.
I check the logs and make sure it's a legit signal that's been sent.
Yeah, seems to be.
Crew. We're gonna spot check from the Marines. They've asked us to hove to, and we're gonna be boarded.
The captain comes over the intercom. Copy that, Colton.
They didn't say what the fuck they want, I don't.
It's probably just a spot check.
Okay, but this is gonna eat into our time home.
Yeah. We've got the gear. We're not in too much of a hurry anymore.
Yeah, copy. Okay, preparing.
Yeah, and I bring it to a stop.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's like a very soft clank as the airlocks and the bridge between the two ships is established.
I take a quick look on the sensors to see what kind of ship it is. See if I recognize that.
It's a pretty fast, slick fighter. Not long range, but not. It's not like a swarm fighter, like a carrier fighter. It's much more of a patrol vehicle would be the best way to describe it. Decent weaponry. Not something you'd want to try and outrun in your.
Not in this. It'll take us 4 weeks to just get moving.
Yeah.
Something heavy and big.
And you hear the captain comes through on the intercom and says, seeing as we're stopped, Colton, you may as well come out so that they don't waste more time going through all the crew.
Yeah.
Hopefully this won't take long.
Okay, I'll make my way down to the airlock. Hold.
And I just make sure that everything's switched off. We're not moving. We're holding.
Yeah.
Basic autopilot stuff.
Okay, and make your way out into the cargo hold, essentially.
Yeah, let's go see what these guys fucking want.
Okay. As you open the door and you step out, start heading into the cargo hold, the captain and the other 3 crew members are basically close to by the airlock as it opens, and a few Marines kind of step through, rifles kind of slug at their stomach and kind of around their chest area.
Yeah.
And kind of step out. One of them, you know the Marines. You see their commander kind of step forward and start talking to the captain very quickly. And then randomly, with no real warning, his hand just comes up with a gun and shoots the captain in the head. And at the same time, the Marines raise their rifles and unload into the chests of the crew members.
I probably shout out, but then fucking run.
Yeah, and the commander, whoever he is, head snaps towards you, and you hear him shout a kind of in the shooting and everything else. The words don't come through to you, but the Marines respond, and as the crew have fallen, they raise their rifles and start letting off bursts in your direction as you're running between stacks of cargo, and there's kind of bullets.
This place is pretty open, so I'm gonna have to weave between all of this stuff here.
Yeah, you're essentially weaving back and forth, heading, I would guess, for an exit out of kind of
maybe some shit out in the back,
Yeah.
towards the large cargo area.
Yeah.
Maybe the engine room.
Yeah, in that direction. Okay. So, you kind of duck, you dive, you hear footsteps, you hear like shouted orders, but the main thing in your head is essentially serpentine and get out of this room and get away from men with guns for this exact moment in time. And as you're like getting towards the door, you essentially like pause for a second behind a box and then go.
Fuck.
And as you're like going for the door, you hear like the ting 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 ting, you know, like that metallic kind of like bullets hitting metal, like ting 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 ting, coming towards you, and you feel like a heavy thud impact, and like this kind of like you feel like propelled forwards a little bit as you hit the door, and essentially like the door closes behind you as you like fall through the door. A couple of seconds, like maybe a half second of like hands on the ground as you've kind of like fallen forward, and as you push yourself back up to keep going, you feel like a sharp pain kind of in your shoulder. As you put your hand to it, it feels a bit wet, like you've been hit.
Shit. I checked that it's gone like through. There's an exit wound.
Yeah, exit wound, clean shot.
Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna just like stuff into my uniform,
Yeah.
just to make sure it's not bleeding. But if it went straight through, it should stop.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's not a heavy bleed, but it's something that needs to be seen to at some point.
Those were legit Marines. How? What the fuck? Okay, the door I just came through.
Yeah.
I'm just going to just elbow the pads just to short it out so they can't easily open it. I mean, they might be able to. No.
It'll take them a little bit more time to like pry it open, essentially.
Fuck. So I'm in the corridor.
Like larger cargo area. Essentially, boxes, some walkways up the top. Lots of places to duck into and hide, or you can keep going. There's like a corridor, there's some stairs that go down and up towards like up is kind of common room stuff like kitchen, etc. Down is sleeping quarters.
Okay. Shit. Sleeping quarters, that's where my locker is, that's where my gun isn't. And I literally just stowed my gun in the fucking cockpit where I'm running away from.
One of the stipulations of joining the crew was like you're not allowed to carry multiple.
Well, I don't really. I've got a gun. Well, two guns. That's, I mean, long range, short range. I mean, I don't need that many guns.
Didn't need.
Okay, now I need all the guns that I used to have in the military. Thanks for the reminder.
So
okay,
you hear some like clanking and some knocking.
Shit.
It sounds like the Marines are trying to work their way through the doors.
Okay, if I go to the sleeping quarters, I've cordoned myself off. Same with the living quarters up top. I'm just gonna start running to the back. Maybe we can. There's a large storage base back there. This is a truck. This is a space truck.
It is
built to carry shit.
Yeah, and
now it's gonna carry me. Okay, I'm legging it. I'm running.
Heading essentially further away from the door.
Yeah.
Would your preference be set up somewhere where you can essentially not be easily seen? You know, like the lighting in the cargo bay, in the cargo areas, is not amazing. So, you know, you have the traditional, like, dank spaceship, like, lights that only cover a little bit of area, and they're kind of, like, dim. You could probably set up...
What I'm going to do is I'm going to run through, like, the first section. I'm just going to get some space between me and the Marines.
Yeah.
And then when I get to the second or third section, I am going to go to the switcher box, and I'm going to pull all the fuses in this room, chuck them on the floor, and just stamp on them.
Right.
I'll replace those later, I guess.
Yeah. So you kind of, as you're going down towards the back, you get about probably about a half, 3/4 of the way towards the back end. By the time you hear the door being like wrenched open, you can keep going, but you will be visible.
I'm gonna
unless you want to like duck to the side or.
Yeah, I'm gonna start maybe climbing up on racks if there's
Okay.
some storage boxes here,
Yeah.
like containers.
You can elevate. a bit.
This room is dark and there's no way they can put a light on.
Yeah.
Because I ripped all the switches out, so I'm gonna get up and
Okay.
they look like Marines. They had Marine guns,
Yes.
and they obviously don't want to talk.
It doesn't look like it.
What the fuck did we just salvage? Yeah, I'm gonna get up and get a good view on the entrance.
Okay. As you pull yourself up, you do get a twinge in your shoulder. It's a little bit difficult, but it's not enough to kind of slow you down or, anything like that. And you get up there, and as you do get up there, you hear and see also the kind of light spill in from the door being wrenched open, and three what you're gonna guess are Marines, but could be mercenaries, could be who knows what they are.
They got Marine hardware, and that's deadly enough.
For the sake of argument, they will be referred to as Marines. Come in as a tight-knit group, covering each other in what you will see is a very military fashion. And as you're there watching them, they essentially have like a long corridor going down the cargo room with boxes on the side and all that type of thing. And they start moving down in your direction slowly with covering the corners. And when they get to a position where there's like a section of like kind of like a corridor of space in between boxes and supply crates and stuff, they pause there, and two of them will like go down, check the angles, come back, rejoin the group, and then start moving down again. They're very thorough and very regimented.
Okay, so it's dark in here. I can see where they see.
Yeah.
They got their torches on to try and sweep, right?
Yeah.
Standard sweep and clear, as you would if you just boarded a ship, right?
The one thing I will say is they have tunnel visioned a little bit. They're currently very horizontal in their searching.
Yeah. So the thing with Marines, they're not used to a big warehouse, which essentially I'm in a warehouse.
So it would imply that these might be like ground force Marines.
Right.
Or they were trained or took part in a lot of ground force activity, because
They're not very vertical. That's good.
Star Marines tend to be a lot more aware of like nooks and crannies and verticality in a ship.
Okay, as they're starting to move around my location, I'm gonna like push open a box and see what's in it, and then I'm gonna grab one of the metal struts on the side.
Yeah.
Just pull it out of the box, just slide it out. It's just to give the box some strength, right?
Yeah. There's also like screwdrivers and tools and things like that. A roll of duct tape. A whole load of little bits and pieces in there.
Duct tape.
Yep.
Screwdriver, put it in my back pocket.
Yep.
I'm actually going to use the screwdriver to cut a little bit of my uniform and wrap my shoulder up a bit.
Yep.
You can't see the blood, it's burgundy.
Yeah.
Screwdriver in the back pocket, and then I'm going to grab this, essentially an I-beam that's holding the box, and I'm going to wait till they're underneath me
Yeah.
and scanning, because they ain't looking up. And I can see where they're looking. Their torches, like my night vision is on now, because
Yeah.
I've been in this room.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait till they're underneath me.
Okay. Yeah, they go forward, they check, they go forward, they check. You do hear like report going through essentially. Kind of like no sign yet, Lieutenant, moving on to next sector. And that's as they are closer to you and they come within essentially like, yeah, you are above them, kind of like one set of crates over. So you'd need to like go crate and then drop on. And you could pretty much drop in the middle of them. They're pretty tightly, together, but you would have the element of surprise.
Nobody shoots them.
Yeah.
Problem is I ain't gonna shoot them. Okay, so I'll take a bit of a run up, put my foot on the crate as a launching platform, and I'm gonna try and land on one and hit the other two with the I-beam from... I'm probably pretty high up, but they'll break my fall.
Yeah, okay. So you jump onto the, as you see them in a prime position, you take a second, you jump onto the next set of crates. They start to react, but you're already in the air and coming down at one of them. As one of them turns to look up, you essentially land with your feet and legs on his shoulders and crumple him into the ground. And you wanted to make a swing at them.
Well, I want to use my momentum with this I-beam. I want to land on one and basically use this I-beam to crush the other two down as I'm dropping.
Okay. Yeah. The first one crumples and the beam comes down and hits one of them down the front of their face. You've got it angled quite well. The other one, it hits his helmet and goes down onto his shoulder, essentially knocking the gun out of his hands, but really glances off him. So as you land, one of them essentially takes it right to the face and goes down. The other one, it almost down to a knee, and then is immediately back up, and with at the same time as the gun is clattering to the floor, is going to his hip.
So I've still got the I-beam in my hand. I'm gonna spin and hit him with the corner and then reach behind me to get the screwdriver.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and I'm just gonna try and stun him in, knock him in the face with this I-beam, and then drop it and try and grab my screwdriver.
Yeah, as the beam goes towards him, he redirects his movement so that the beam goes over his head, at the same time as pulling out a knife from his belt, and the knife comes up in a sweeping motion towards your face.
Right.
At the same time, you're obviously pulling out the screwdriver and hand coming forward towards him.
Yeah, so I'm following the momentum of the I-beam, reaching, and as he sweeps up, I'm just gonna keep on moving the way I was.
Yeah.
To try and dodge his arc of his knife.
Yeah.
Get a hold of this screwdriver.
You got the screwdriver, and it's what I'll say is essentially you're not sure you can fully dodge the knife. Would you like to commit to dodging, or would you like to go in for a strike on him as you're dodging?
No, he needs to go down. I'm gonna commit for a strike.
So as you're bringing the screwdriver around, his knife is coming up, and you see, it's almost slow motion where you see the knife swinging up, and there's a little bit of light that just flashes as it goes up your cheek and then up here. At the same time, you're committed to the strike. Yeah. As opposed to trying to dodge that. It doesn't feel completely deep. The eye might be savable.
Right, okay.
But the screwdriver at the same time inexorably goes into his neck, just straight there. Throat. Yeah, side of his neck there.
Use my wrist and twist it until he drops.
And he's gurgling and and then he just eyes glaze, and he drops to his knees, and he drops on the thing. You have a second to essentially look at what's going on here. The one you fell on looks possibly dead. You're not 100% sure. The one you hit in the face is stunned. It's essentially possibly knocked out. He's not really moving, but there's life there.
Okay, but he's not interacting with me right now.
No, he's down.
Okay. They will listen to a radio. I'm gonna grab the radio, stuff that in my pocket. Look at the guy. Hey. And slap him around the face to see if I can get any reaction out of him at all.
No. Like, it's slapping you around the face. There's probably some groaning and some, like, gurgling, bit of blood coming out his nose, etc. But you already hit him in the face, so that's...
Yeah, he fucked. Shit. I'm just gonna yank the headset out of his radio transmitter.
Yeah.
And I'll do the same to the others. What weapons they got?
Rifles.
Are they
knives.
Are they Marines? The fingerprint ones?
The fingerprint one's a specialist item that the Captain Leth had.
Yeah, but do
not
they
super-
have these?
not
These are
super
bog
common.
standard. All right, I'm gonna just put that over my shoulder. Okay, I'm gonna put it over the other shoulder.
Yep.
Fuck. I'm gonna put the radio in my ear and have a listen.
As you put the radio in your ear, you hear... like, port! Yeah, it's no good. I'm not getting anything from them.
Shit. Well, I ain't gonna speak back to him. They'll know that they've been compromised. I'm gonna leg it further down the ship. I'm gonna start moving towards the back.
Yeah.
And on my way past the guy that I basically brained,
Yeah.
I'm gonna knee him in the face.
Alright.
You're my fucking crew. Okay. No gunshots. They don't know anything. I'm going.
Going,
They're
no gunshots. Okay. As you get down the end, or the like, further down towards the end of the thing, you do hear, like, a little bit of shouting and a little bit of, like, essentially movement. Again, you want to duck in?
I'm okay.
Like,
I need
one
fucking
torch
time.
shone down the end of the thing, like, because it's essentially a long corridor of space.
I'm gonna. Okay, so this section, there's another mirrored section through a bulkhead. I'm gonna get into an aircon tunnel, and I'm gonna try and move through to the next one. Instead of going all the way around
Like
and then
going
coming
through
back
the-
into it. Yeah, I'm gonna try and cut through. Is there a grate on this one? The ship's pretty old.
Yeah.
Shit.
A little rusty. You could kick it, or you could, get a acetylene torch and cut through it. But all of those make noise. Is the issue? It's not
and they're
very
too
noisy on
close.
the ship.
I'm gonna sprint all the way. I'm gonna try and keep going through each section like a zigzag.
One thing I will tell you is that you see down the main corridor, like, a light being shone down, and you hear like Wilton, Mullock, Helen, and, like, the sound of, like, hurrying footsteps down towards you, which stops. Best guess, and it's essentially just an educated guess. You can't really tell from hearing. It's around about where the soldiers went down.
Okay, that gives me a couple of minutes while they sweep that area. I'm gonna duck in because I can't see right now. There is blood
Yeah.
just pouring down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna duck into a cubby hole that isn't one way, and keep an ear out on the radio and down the hall.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna use my screwdriver again to tear another chunk of my uniform off
Yeah.
and try and stem the bleeding on my eye.
Just kind of, like, patch it a bit, and yeah. Okay.
Fuck.
Shit. You do hear, like, kind of the sounds of someone kind of trying to get people to respond, and, obviously whoever came through has come through to the has come through to where the soldiers are, and are trying to get probably just the one who you kicked in the face, and etc. Probably try to get him to respond to wake up. Nothing on the radio at all.
Okay. Yeah, I need to stop this bleeding.
Yeah.
I can't fucking see out of it anyway, but I ain't dying to an infection on my eye. I ain't dying. Yeah, so I'm gonna sort out my...
The good news...
wounds.
What good news I can give you is the moments when you kind of take away the makeshift, like, stodge, you can still... There's still, like, a little bit of...
no, I'm ripping off a strip and I'm gonna wrap it around my head.
Yeah. But there's still a little bit of vision that you can see in your eye. So it seems like it didn't go...
I can't see anything out there because there is blood welling up there. It's hard to see through blood.
Yes, it is hard to see, but there is enough to indicate that there's a little bit of light. Colton, you've got your makeshift bandage on. Strapped up your shoulder too. Got the rifle prepared and ready. And you've made your way back towards where you took down the soldiers.
There's just one left.
Just one left. As you make your way kind of along the stacks, you can hear the sound of like kind of low mumbling and not much else. As you kind of come up and come around, like essentially the best guess, you know, you kind of peek around the corner and you see like the officer that you saw earlier who shot made the first shot is like hunched over one of the troops that you knocked down and is kind of, you know, looks like he's got his back to you, looks like he's doing some sort of like resuscitation CPR type thing.
Hey, I'm gonna silently just walk up behind him.
Yeah. So you creep forward towards him, with your rifle kind of goes up, and as you kind of stop behind him, for whatever reason, he freezes, stops moving, and you hear him say, "I was hoping my lads had got you."
Yeah, I bring the gun up, so I'm just aimed squarely on his head now.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are your lads? And who the fuck are you?
I'm Lieutenant Cairns in a Marine Policing unit.
Bullshit.
Don't know what to tell you. That's who I am.
Marines don't massacre crews.
Well, it's a bit of a special mission.
What do you mean? Talk!
Alright. Tell me, you're, Lieutenant Colonel Nian, right?
Was.
Ground Forces?
A long time ago.
Yeah, I imagine it being a while. It's probably why you don't know we come as 5. And you hear like a clomp, clomp, clomp from to the side of you, and everything goes black.
Yeah, you can go shit, and
there's
I
like
don't get the word out.
Yeah. And you come to, don't know how much time has passed. You come to slowly with kind of like low murmuring and like discussion going on. You've got like, you can feel kind of a wetness like down your neck and on your head. As you come to, you can feel like your arms are kind of...
Yeah, I tried to reach up and... fuck. Where am I?
You're in the cockpit. You're in your piloting seat, but you're like bound. You're like bound to the arms of it, and...
Fuck.
Oh, look.
Ow.
He's awake.
Of course, there was another one.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you want?
Well... So, the first thing I have to ask is... The Colonel suspected there wasn't, but you don't have any of the old records from, back in the day, back from when you were Force Commander?
When I'm fucking scrapper pilot.
Do you remember the Broken Plains?
You don't forget the broken planes.
Yeah, well...
Fucking fuck up.
Do you remember a Lieutenant Colonel who may not be too well disposed towards you?
A fucking amateur hour piece of shit. What's his fucking name?
Misfire.
Fucking misfire.
Lieutenant Colonel Misfire. Although, he's a colonel now. Up for general.
I spit out a big ol' hunk of blood. He's fucking colonel.
Yeah, well, once you were court-martialed and out on your arse, it's a bit easier for him to, get back on that promotion ladder.
The fuck does the scum always rise to the top?
Way of the world. Anyway, this is kind of partially cleaning house, partially, revenge, I guess. Essentially, he came, asked me to, take care of a problem for him, and up I go too.
How fucking noble. This is a hit on me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You're doing this so you can get a fucking promotion.
Well, and have a significant amount of sway with someone in a very powerful, important position. Pretty much set me up for life. Could probably retire,
Yeah, you're the fucking seed of misfire, aren't you? Have you ever tried being fucking good?
I don't know how much you pay. So?
You're a piece of shit.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
And what now? You're gonna tell me how fucking great you are?
No. I'm not gonna draw this out for too much longer.
Oh, shame. I was enjoying this song.
Well, like the Colonel, well, I guess General soon. Just have to clear up a few loose ends, and we'll be good to go. And he raises up his pistol to the Marine who's standing next to him. Loose ends.
Loose ends.
As the body crumples to the floor.
Would you offer him for a hit job? Money, promotion?
Oh, yeah, they weren't aware what we were doing. Just following orders.
Just following orders.
Yeah. Anyway. And he kind of turns slightly and, looks out the front. I guess that's pretty much all that needs to be said, right?
I don't know. You could wait. Who tied these fucking knots?
Me.
Yeah, winning the scouts, were you? And I'm gonna shoot my chair back and ram it into the console.
Yeah. As you shoot it back and smash it into the console, all the all the like compartments on the top just like you've been needing to repair them for ages. They all just like smash open, all the contents like fall down. A couple of like bits and pieces, like little bits of metal or whatever, like hit your head, hit his head. The main thing that falls down though, of course, is the gun that was stashed there.
Go fuck yourself. I pull the trigger.
And as he's like turning, his gun is like slowly coming up and just so bruised, battered, shot, stabbed, in the middle of nowhere. Your sight,
Eyes bleeding pretty badly, right?
yeah. And
Try and... Oh, fuck. I try and untie my other arm. He must have gone to scouts because this is pretty tight.
yeah. Your vision's swimming. Your head is gonging. You can feel like that vertigo of slipping off away into unconsciousness coming.
I just need to...
And you manage to free your arm. That's about it. The last thing you manage to do is hit forward on your console before your head smashes against the desk and everything goes black. And you open your eyes. Look out into space, the console of the deep waters. It's been 2-3 years since that happened. It's pretty much what inspired you to go a little bit further out, get a little bit less of an official crew to work on.
Yeah. Shame.
But it sounds like even without your involvement, Miss Fair's been brought up on charges. Probably going to go to jail, military jail. The other one, who was part of getting you dishonorably discharged, let's say, was retired a while back. So, as the message Rose sent you said, there's a possibility in the future you'll be able to get that cleared up. You know, at least clear your name, your military record, if that interests you. And
Maybe.
as all that, as those thoughts are kind of, you know, swirling around up there, you're just dwelling on the past a little bit, maybe. The door opens from the cockpit. Romy sticks his head in and says, "Gone.
Hey, Romy.
Hey, you're cooking tonight."
Wait, didn't I cook the other night?
Yeah, but you have to cover for Kareen's shift. We all
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Romy,
Yeah,
you shot people, right?
when I have to. Try not to.
Okay, well, sometimes you gotta, right? You ever say
Sometimes.
anything?
No. If I shoot them, then I wouldn't arrest them. So,
Right.
if I don't shoot them, I say something. Say like, "You're arrested."
Okay. That's not really badass, is it?
Honestly, no. But, I mean...
They're the only ones that hear it, right?
Yeah, there's very much no point in saying something cool to someone who's about to forget everything and disappear.
If you told the story later, you could say something much cooler.
Or you could just make it up.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go make dinner. Hey, Romy.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.